Hey everyone, welcome to Pocket Sized Play. We're a role-playing game podcast about short, compelling, actual play. My name is Tim.
I am Tor.
Hey, I'm Timothy.
And I'm Sapphire.
Awesome. And hey, Sapphire, a special guest. Thanks for coming back. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't think our listeners can appreciate the time zone difference. Your early morning for those of you in Australia. What has it been like getting ready for recording today?
So I had my alarm set for 6:30. I went back to sleep. At 6:35, Tor rang me. So I had to wake up and then I'm like, can you call me back in 20 minutes? Like literally snooze button Tor.
And I have to confess, in between those 20 minutes when you wanted to snooze, I was also lying in bed.
That's impressive. That's a lot more work than those of us in North America had to put in to get here. So thanks for doing all that.
Anytime.
The rest of us work from home.
We would do that, but we're in Hobart, Tasmania. So we don't actually have internet at our house.
Sweet, everyone. So today we are continuing to play Urban Shadows. That's a urban fantasy RPG by Andrew Medeiros and Mark Diaz-Truman. This game takes place in gentrifying southeast Portland, Oregon. And we'll go around and do some quick character introductions before we launch into play.
Eden is a petite white European male. He wears pretty much your everyday hipster style wear. He's got a volatile demeanor, so he is pretty good at thinking he's cool but losing his cool.
Which playbook is he?
The Vamp.
I am Ash the Fae. I wear earthy clothes with patchworks and have a tan skin, female. I got a quite otherworldly, vague, feral way of living.
So I'm Asa Sarkin. I'm playing the veteran. I'm a crass, old, gray, wrinkling Jewish man. 20 or 30 years ago, I ruled Portland underground, but now I'm out of the business. I do have this workshop that has all of these transmitters, receivers, and surveillance equipment in it. But my workshop also has a portal to, another dimensional world in it.
A lot of people remember everything else, but they leave out the extra dimensional portal.
That's right.
I have a love letter here for Eden.
Perfect.
Dear Eden, you roughed up a vampire named Vincente, who was dumb enough to try to feed on college students in your bar a few nights back. Roll plus night to see how the vamp gangs are taking that slight. On a hit, the vamps believe your actions were justified, and they deal with Vincente themselves. On a 10 plus, one of them lets you in on a juicy rumor too. Either way, mark that faction. Hugs and kisses, your MC.
Anyway, I got a 4.
So Eden's back in your bar. It's the golden hour right before it gets dark. It's been completely dead. Because of that fire that happened in the vampire district nearby, and the door swings open, and it is Daria. Daria is one of the up-and-coming vamps around town. She's only been dead for like 20 years, and yet she is queen in a way. And first of all, she's queen because she's queen of the roller derby. She is like this badass roller derby gal who's a lot of times wearing her skates around town. They're these like pink laced up skates. Usually she's wearing like a black skirt. She has black hair. Her bangs are like halfway up her forehead in a perfect line. She throws open the doors to your bar and marches in. Eden, what the fuck happened with fucking Vincente?
What the fuck is wrong with your voice? Like...
She grabs a seat like she kind of owns the place.
So, can I do something for you?
There's a lot of shit going on right now with the vampires in the public eye. The burning down of the businesses few nights back. The city says it is gang violence. They won't say vampire, but they mean vampire. And they're getting up in our face, and we don't need little dipshits like you making more violence for the vampires. Do you get what I'm saying?
You want a drink?
Yes.
Alright, I go and get my shittiest cheap Spanish wine and pour her a glass of red. Vicente came looking for trouble here. Like, I'm not up with violence against anyone, unless they're, deserve it.
Vicente was looking to feed, okay? And you should not try to protect the humans when a vampire wants a meal. So, Vicente is pissed. I am not going to take care of this, and you might want to watch your back.
Yeah, whatevs. I'll be right. Grabs his longboard from behind the bar, walks out the front door, leaving her at the bar with the bar staff, and takes off down the street.
Let's move on next to Dear Asa Sarkin. The city block where your rundown warehouse lives got burnt down a few nights back. Your building is fine, though all those vamp businesses took a hit. Except the fire marshal left you a nice condemned sign on your front door. Building codes and whatnot. When you decide to get to the bottom of this, hit the streets. On a 10+, this is in addition to the move, you'll take +1 forward toward directly handling the situation. Either way, mark that faction.
Well, this is a fine how do you do. That's all these vampires are all good for anyway, is just making my life trouble. Someone took a page out of my old playbook. I used to run with this guy. He's a bit younger than me. I think he's still in the business. I still think he's, maybe running numbers, some backroom gambling.
When you're ready, you can roll plus that faction as hitting the streets.
Okay, so that's an 8. Yeah, so let's go with the latter one. Whatever I need is more costly.
Cool. This is, of course, at Portland's one and only vegan strip club. Yes, both the food and the strippers are vegan. And so Jasper is in the back room where you normally find him, counting wads of money. It looks like wads, but they're all $1 bills. He's kind of a geeky-looking guy. Big black glasses, black hair parted on one side, always very neat, groomed beard and mustache, wearing kind of like a striped sailor shirt and jeans that are a couple sizes too tight, and some laced-up red Converses.
All right, Jasper, what fake Kentucky bourbon drink you got cooking up these days?
He turns around coolly. Actually, I've become like quite of an amateur mixologist lately. So there's this herbal extraction from Mexico. It's an Underberg, and it's some Damiana extract also, and vermouth. It's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, you probably haven't heard of it, but it's kind of hot right now.
I guess that sounds good. Why don't you wave it under that dancer's snatch while you're at it? Well, Jasper, I'm in here. I need some info. You probably heard about that big fire over there in my part of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, good riddance of them. For some reason, my warehouse, which was untouched by it, got condemned, and I don't know what's going on.
Didn't you look at all the signatures when the city sent their notice, man?
I don't even vote no more.
He's like, well, dude, you missed out on this because fucking Al Weber, that guy who got curiously rich from all the narcotics back in the 70s and the 80s, who retired from the public eye and made his way up the political ladders. That fucking scumbag, he's in the city now. He's that central planning commissioner, and he's dealing with zoning this city to look like the way he wants, probably for his shadow businesses he's still involved with. It's dudes like that doing their drug shit that probably made you irrelevant in the first place. So you should check your voting ballots next time, man.
All right, Jasper. I still got the goods on a lot of people. Maybe I can help you out. Maybe I can find out something for you.
It was really nice losing some bars in that fire. because it meant some really good business for me. And there's a couple other bars that I'm just trying to keep my eye on. If you ever see that Eden, use your surveillance to keep an eye out for Eden. So cool. You wanna do him that favor?
Yeah.
Dear Ash, you saw that Faye named Clara kidnap some college students at Eden's bar, supposedly under the Monarch's orders. She got hurt, and the word is that the sheriff of the Autumn Court is looking for you. When you decide to address these Faye politics, figure out whether you're going to cash in a debt or make a promise to someone to take care of it.
There's a bit of distance between me and the wild faction at the moment. I'm just looking at other places to get things my way.
This sounds like hitting the streets.
Yeah.
So Fatima is involved with the Power faction.
She's dealing with nature magic and Wicca, and she's stepping on a lot of fairy toes.
She's in her mid-40s, salt and pepper hair pulled back, very friendly, non-assuming person. Let's do that roll for hitting the streets. Sweet. And it's a 9 with your +1.
Yeah.
Cool.
Make it more costly.
All right, so she's in the back of the shop. No one comes out to greet when you go through the front door, and that little copper bell above the door rings, so you would know that she would be in the back.
I just wander through the shop, just letting my hands go through some of the things hanging from the roof, feathers and bells, making a bit of tingling sounds, and then I just push the door and look through and see what's going on in the back room.
And she's seated in the middle of a circle of lit pillar candles.
Hello, Fatma. I'm sure you've heard about all the fair business that has been going down lately.
I feel it. Other people's problems just, weigh so heavily on me. I'm just trying to relax right now. Are you bringing more of that badness through the door? What is it?
If you're so stressed, I can take some burdens off.
Tell me what you need, and I'll figure out how much burden I need relieved afterward.
I don't really know how much I need. I just don't know anything at the moment.
I opened a sight glass into what they're doing, and they're taking them away to a dark, wintry place somewhere in their realm. They're taking the humans, and I want to go too. I want to be taken out of this dreary, dreary world. Promise me that if you have a way to go into the fairy realm, that you'll take me with you.
I'm already in trouble. Sounds like a fun little field trip.
So that was everyone's love letters. So just to set up the geography a little bit, there was that strip in Southeast Portland where the mattress barn, the building that we know as Ace's warehouse, is. And something is going down on that strip, like there's a protest, a demonstration of some kind. Let's see, Ash, as we know, lived kind of right by there. You lived in that old vine-choked red brick. And so, Eden, you know to find Ash there. So like a tree-lined street, think like some magnolias and maples. One side is some red brick buildings, grocery store on the bottom, apartments up top. And then the other side mostly burned down except Ace's warehouse. There's a few dozen people with signs, and it looks mostly to be mortals, although you can probably catch a vamp or two hiding in the shadows, blending in with the crowd. And these mortals kind of seem to be divided into two groups. One of them wearing business attire and looking yoga toned and fit. They're holding signs about this concerned citizens initiative, saying that they're behind this proposal by the Central Planning Commissioner. So like, we stand behind Weber to turn this block into a high rise. And then the other group are distinct in that it's largely Sudanese immigrants who have arrived here recently. And they are pretty angry that there is this push for high-rise expensive housing when there's not enough affordable housing for the people that actually live there. And they're counter-protesting with signs about, if we're finally getting rid of the vamps, then this needs to be housing for anyone.
Yeah, I was looking for Ash, but then I got distracted, and so now I'm in the march with the housing for immigrants and low socioeconomics. Dude, who's behind these plans to put up the high-rises in this block? We just can't have that. Humans are ruining everything. I mean, those people are ruining everything.
It looks like there's quite a bit of anger and frustration in the groups, but nothing has quite come to a peak. You do catch Vincente in the crowd where the bourgeoisie group is.
So I'm kind of like up the front with these black bloc kids in there taking the fight to the streets. And they've got like kerchiefs over their faces and they're all dressed in black with little Atticus patches.
So clearly the bourgeoisie crowd is going to demand a bigger stage to speak from. And so one of them has started speaking out against the outsiders. Do we really need more outsiders coming in? Now, I'm not calling names, not calling out groups, not addressing vampires or Sudanese or any other groups here, but clearly the city used to be a better place, a clean, functioning, good place. And don't we want more of that? Ash, you were just trying to get home. I'm imagining, this is kind of back where your place is and suddenly traffic is stopped and there's this demonstration going on.
I already know Eden wants to get in touch with me. So Eden feels a vibration in the pocket and there's a little text saying, "Where are you at?" with R and a little emoji at the end. And I'm just walking through the crowd, through the protest on the bourgeois side.
I'm caught up in the protest and staring at this speaker on the makeshift podium, and I'm kind of glaring at them and trying to commit them to memory. I slip out to the side and kind of stand aside so Ash can find me a bit easier.
And you're probably quite close to Asa's warehouse, that being on the other side of the street.
I think I spot Eden over there, and I'm probably taking a few pictures and some notes. That's something Jasper probably would like to know about. I'm trying to put a face to the name of this Weber person.
Mm-hmm.
I see Weber's name on these pickets,
Do you want to do that roll then?
Yeah.
Weber is definitely of the power faction. So roll plus power.
A 6.
Beautiful. So let me advance a clock here for sure. So the reason why you don't remember very much as you're racking your brain is like something was torn from your memory. Maybe he was the one who ran you out of your businesses, and he's definitely behind quite a bit. He has some dark ties, and he's pretty much caught you off guard here.
I think I would have went inside to research to try to put the face to the name, right?
Cool. Give us just a little bit of flavor of what the inside of the mattress barn looks like.
There's probably a lot of inner spring coils just kind of laying around and a stairway that goes down into a basement. Inside there, there's just all of these transmitters, receivers, screens with cameras, and I'll probably got reel-to-reels rolling, taping audio.
That area where the extra-dimensional portal, you see somebody seated cross-legged atop that portal. It's someone who looks youngish and high cheekbones, long blonde hair with flowers and little pine cones braided into that. And he looks a bit confused and says, "I am the sheriff of the Autumn Court, and I did not expect to land here. What happened to the portal?" So, Ash and Eden, you guys finally hooked up outside.
I look at Eden. What do you want?
You want to go down to that bougie store across the road and get some coffee? And
Okay.
I need coffee. I'm getting hungry.
So yeah, keep rolling with that. You got your coffee, strolling through the flower section of that bougie grocery store.
Why is everyone down in my grill? It's so annoying. Can you help me out with watching my back?
You see Vincente pop out between some large bouquets of dried poppies, and he grabs one of those bougie protesters and is about to sink his teeth into their neck.
I'm just like, yo, bro. That's the way you feed.
Well, what is one measly fae going to do in a situation like this?
At the last moment, this rather fit person, I did say they were yoga toned, grabs their picket sign, plunges that stake right into Vincente's chest, and he explodes into a pile of blood that probably gets on you guys. People in the crowd start screaming and shouting that vampires are here.
Damn, that guy was annoying even in death. I mean, look at the mess he caused.
So I would just immediately just wave and make all this blood disappear. Get the focus off us.
Yeah, so this is your fairy magic. For that power, which of those options are you choosing?
Oh, corruption. Easy.
Okay, so I'm really, really hungry now. I've had coffee. It didn't quite hit the spot. So I'm going after the guy on the podium, the old rich guy.
So, in a sense, Ash is creating a distraction so that you can get away with a quick feeding frenzy and not be singled out.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'll cause a distraction at the same time. So I just let some of these flowers that are blooming on the side here explode into vines and leaves that just go over and fill the wall, and then they start dying and just draw people's eyes away from us.
There's confusion and mayhem going on in the street. Let's jump back to Asa.
Ah, holy shit. So I'm like fumbling with my smartphone. Ash, you gotta come by my workshop. Some fairy shit just came through the portal, and you gotta get down here now. I know you're out on the street. I can see you out there.
The sheriff shoots you a glare as you directly address Ash. He holds out his hand, and a vine shoots from that, and as you finish the conversation, it grabs around that phone. If you don't explain why you have a portal here, the next vine will be thorny and around your throat.
This is my place. And I kind of pull my shotgun out. I say, get your tendrils off of me.
Let's do a keep your cool on that. Roll plus spirit.
So that's pretty good. It's going to be a 7 to 9 outcome.
He has time to grab your phone and has time to jump kind of towards the door. He's looking for an exit, but you're in control stuff. You're in your warehouse. What do you do?
Back in my day, when I ruled the city, we did go around stealing punks' phones.
Back in my day, you were not a pest upon this land, mortal. I think that you know a little too much about portals.
I'm probably too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Look, Buster, you're going to sit down right here, and I'm going to bring one of your kind down here, and we're going to figure this out.
So you're persuading an NPC with a threat. I love it. So roll plus heart.
But it is an 8, so it's at least not a failure.
So they'll do what you ask. They're going to sit down and they're going to wait, but they're going to demand a debt. Gosh, I actually don't know what it's going to be. So how about we come back and we'll figure out what...
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
I see Eden run off, and I'm just like, oh, no, Eden. And then I get the notification on my phone, and I'm just like, oh, screw it, I'm busy. And I walk over to Sarkin's warehouse.
Ash, you see another person. Looks like maybe one of the Sudanese immigrants. Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell. A pained look on their face, looking at what Eden is doing. Like they see a vampire coming in to bite someone, and they have a crowbar. But let's zoom in on Eden then. So Eden, that person behind the podium, they're holding up their hands, trying to command attention as the bedlam has increased, but they keep saying, it's them, they're doing it, they're behind all of this, it's always us against them.
just grab him by the back of the shirt and just pull him down onto the ground.
When you feed, roll with blood, and then you get to choose those options depending how it goes.
Oh, that's 7. That's something. I want to learn a secret about them. Does take +1 forward mean that on my next roll I get a +1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Awesome. Their blood tastes like demon in that they've been a part of some kind of ritual with someone who was involving a demon. And the secret, as you're consuming their blood and almost living in their skin for a brief second, is visions of this little dancing demon that wears a comically big hat with a feather in it. And it is running into the room of this person. You see a name, Central Planning Commissioner Al Weber. There is no pulse left when you're done. Behind you is a crowbar coming at your head really rapidly. What do you do?
Just get out of the way and grab the crowbar.
That sounds like keeping your cool.
Rolling. Oh, that's heaps better. No, 10, 11 actually. And plus a forward, that makes it more.
Nice. You see a very frightened man on the other side of that crowbar, and he sees the blood pooled around you, and he lets go of that crowbar as you grab it. His hands are shaking, and he's now fallen back and is trying to move backward on his butt and on his hands. He's looking at you terrified, beyond terror, and you're holding that crowbar. I also had a city move I just want to really quickly mention since it's relevant. When there is overt tension about gentrification, the city of Portland becomes oppressively gray and damp and advance any relevant clocks.
Now I'm thinking about what Eden said about me helping you out. I'm rolling my eyes and I push on the door to Sarkin's warehouse and see if I can get in.
I buzz Ash in.
And the sheriff at this point has backed down because you were persuasive with your shotgun. I think that I'm just going to mark that you owe the sheriff 1 debt.
I like that. That makes sense.
Let's do Eden real quick because I actually want to zoom in a little more on that person who was scrambling away from you. You people don't make this city safe. I will tell everyone about what you do.
Don't worry, dude. This guy wanted to make Portland great. I just made it great. I got rid of him. I get rid of all scum like him. I'm not gonna hurt you, dude.
That is a privilege I do not have. If I were to take care of problems with violence, I would have 10 people shooting me dead in no time. I want nothing to do with that.
It sucks that you've got to live in fear of these people and that they're oppressing you. And yeah, just together we can make this world a safer place for everybody. Let's get rid of the scum of the earth that are destroying this planet and turning our cities and ecosystems into wastelands.
Nice. I'm imagining just this intense stare between the two of you, this invisible thread between you two, while meanwhile there's bricks sailing by and people getting decked in the face and all of that. But you two have this moment. You're persuade him through seduction. Roll with heart.
I've never seen a vamp like this before.
Well, I got a 4 and I have a 1, so that's a 5. Yes. Oh damn, I really want this guy to be my friend.
There's a bottle nearby. He picks it up and chucks it at your forehead. There's that shattering of glass. There's sirens in the background, and you feel that blood of your own blood or whatever it is trickling down your face, and he's run off away. Mark a couple harm for a bad bit of glass to the head. Ash, let's have you walking in to that scene in the laboratory. Asa and the sheriff of the Autumn Court have a tense silence.
I look the sheriff in the face. I'm a bit surprised and take a step backwards. You were looking for me?
Ash, tell your friend here that I don't appreciate just showing up. Make him go away. I don't know what you do.
Okay. Sheriff, Sarkin here doesn't like uninvited guests.
Ash of the Autumn Court, where you should be. Why, that's precisely why I'm here. The monarch has requested that for interfering with the plans that you are formally exiled.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, and being that the city is in the territory of the Autumn Court, you'll need to relocate. So I'm thinking another continent would probably suit you well. Well, it's winter right now down there, but perhaps Australia or some faraway place where we don't have to deal with you anymore.
You would want to go to Australia. I look at Sarkin. Okay, just a moment, Sarkin. I'm working on it. No, fuck you, Sheriff. Fuck you.
He says, well, as the arbiter of justice, then, if you are standing against the monarch's wishes, maybe I'll take something of yours. And he starts opening a portal down at his feet, just large enough for Asa to be standing in it, too.
The only place I'm going with this guy is if he wants to go down to Eden's bar for 4 pitchers. You know, maybe we can talk it over down there. But so yeah, now I'm gonna I'll play it cool here. Just escape the portal area.
Cool. So roll with blood to escape a situation.
I rolled 11.
Oh,
wow.
Well, there we go. That's pretty lucky.
Oh no.
You do get away. So what's the one thing that you choose from there?
Oh, I think giving in to my base nature and marking corruption is the fun thing here. There's a can of WD-40 right there, and I just grab it and I pull the lighter out of my pocket and just make a little makeshift flamethrower. And I don't know, I'm cursing him at the same time as I'm getting away.
Nice. So Ash and Asa, you see the sheriff, hair singed as he becomes enveloped in those tendrils. And Eden outside, there's the sirens coming, there's that violence dying down and people running in different directions, broken glass and blood around you, some of that blood dribbling onto your chin.
I look at Sarkin a bit sheepish. I got rid of him. Some people just don't want to use the door.
Man, you owe me a picture. Let's go down to Eden's place.
Just give me a moment to shower off this blood.
Yeah, back at the bar. I'm sitting there, my head in my hands. People like me make Portland great. Like, why? Why me?
Sweet, so that was our session end for that little second part of Urban Shadows in gentrifying Southeast Portland.
The flavor of Sapphire's vamp, really came out.
Thanks heaps. I really wanted Eden to not be your everyday vampire character, like overplay and really bring to light, like, I guess, like how white male privilege looks like in its worst forms, but like everyone knows a guy like Eden, like.
Well, I have to compete with Asa.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Thanks, everyone. So let's do our little dealie. So this is Pocket Sized Play. You can find us on twitter.com/pocket-sized-play or check out the Gauntlet gaming community through gauntlet-rpg.com. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.